What's going on, everyone? And today I just wanted to show something that was one of the I guess, my opinion, one of the most anticipated products of 2012. One of the, but it is probably one of the top three most anticipated products of 2012. In front of us, we have the iPhone 5s. There's the white one and the black one. And so some quick, I guess, tech specifications for maybe not everyone knows what's available. There are three configurations. You have the 16 gigabyte model, the 32 gigabyte model, and the 64 gigabyte model. I think recently, maybe a week or two ago, Apple started selling these unlocked, so you can buy them unlocked. These are on the AT&T bands. Okay, so what's so special about the new iPhone 5s compared to the previous 4S, sorry, iPhone 4S. So with the iPhone 5s, we have finally LTE 4G. It's so much faster compared to just the previous iPhone 4S. Even compared to Wi-Fi, I would say it's pretty similar. I have 30 megabits cable internet, and it's pretty similar, if not faster. Let's see. This is the GSM model, so. This is AT&T, so you get to call and you can web browse while calling. It's pretty cool. And so, what's different also about this compared to previous model? Well, first of all, you can see that I'm not sure if you can see because I don't have a 4S to compare to. It is thinner. It doesn't have the back is a metal aluminum plating. These are glass. This is a glass. Still the same 8 megapixel camera. It is lighter. It is really light. And let's see, has a front-facing camera. Actually, you can see on the white ones has a front-facing camera. Well, let me go through a quick, quick tour of it. Let's see, we have both here. On the left side, you will find the lock switch, the volume rockers. On top, you'll find the power. Let's see, on the right side, well, I'm covering it, is the SIM card slot. Back is just a 8 megapixel camera with the flash. The bottom has a lightning port, speakers, and the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Okay, so let's see what's also different. It is a 4-inch screen. It's longer, 16:9 aspect ratio. Previous was 3.5-inch screen. The processor inside is a A6, I believe, dual core CPU, well, chip. The battery life is okay. I mean, if you're on 4G, it's pretty good. But if you're using LTE, I've web browsed and I've used in just one sitting, I guess an hour, 2 hours maybe, just using LTE. I feel like 30% of battery just dies. LTE is a battery hog. The feeling is even compared to Wi-Fi, I feel Wi-Fi is less draining than LTE. So that's the painful part. Let's see, nothing has changed much. Well, you still have these home screens. Home button that'll take you to the home screen. You can push that, or you can push the lock button on top and swipe and just go to the home screen. It is very smooth. Everything just goes so smooth, and I really appreciate that. All right, so what else is different? What is inside here? Well, Apple TV is pretty cool. I have to admit, does come with the new earphones, but I don't really use that. In place of that, just if you have an iPhone, iPod Touch, or iPad, I suggest using something that you can really enjoy the music. What I use to enjoy my music is I have these Soul headphones. These are, I think, the Track HD, Soul Track HD, and it's really great, and I really like it. Let me give you some background about my usage on cell phones or tech, or if you see my previous videos, the first smartphone I did get was an Android phone. I started using Android since 1.6, which is Donut, and I have used it up to Jelly Bean, and this is my first iPhone 5. I do have iPad, iPod Touch, so I am familiar with the interface. The reason I would say you really want an iPhone, the part that I would say why I would want an iPhone is probably because it is still a smartphone, and a lot of apps in the app market. Well, the App Store, put it that way. And I do use iTunes. If you use iTunes, you have a lot of music. That would be the reason to go with the iPhone 5. But if you want a smartphone that's good and does well, I mean, there are many options with Android. HTC, Samsung, Motorola. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of those phones. I would say that of all the Android phones, I do have a tendency to lean towards Samsung's because I believe their TouchWiz interface is pretty cool. But if you really want a pure Android experience with the continuous updates and most up-to-date softwares, just go with Nexus. The new Nexus phone has come out, so that's a good choice. Go with that. All right, so the one thing I would say I do like about the iOS 6 on iPhone 5, it's very smooth, lots of stuff to do. The App Store is full of various apps, and I do enjoy using the App Store. There's a lot of free stuff too. See, everything just runs so smoothly. The internet, just everything loads fast. Here, let me give you, I don't know, let's see, let's just, let's go to, let's see what's here. Let's go to Apple. Everything loads so fast. Everything is still silky smooth. Another place that's pretty intense. Let's go to time.com. Oops. 1 second. I wrote Tome. Time magazine, obviously. This is the first time I'm going to Time magazine, by the way. And look how smooth everything just loads up. Just zoom in, so smooth, zoom out. And just everything's just silky smooth. So if you have a new Android phone with Samsung HTC, this is not anything new to you. But the cool thing about an iPhone is that it's always smooth, always works well, and just don't have much issues to work with. See, everything just works so fast. Let's see, let's do Google. This is the least taxing. Some other apps I have here. I do have Facebook. I do use Engadget Flipboard, my favorite news coverage app. It just works like a little, I guess, book, and you have everything there in the palm of your hand. So what's the benefit of having an iPhone 5? I did have an Android phone as my primary phone for a while, and then now I did finally get my, let's see, I got an iPhone 5, had this for about 2 months, maybe a little over. And so what is the benefits, what are the advantages of having an iPhone 5? First of all, definitely you don't have to depend on having a fast phone. Well, it is a fast phone, but it's just Apple makes, I think, their products run really well on Apple products because it's just one iPhone. You don't have different manufacturers making different phones with just Android software. So there's none of that. One of the benefits, let's see, of this phone, I would say that everything just runs smooth. Everything just loads up pretty fast. Things just load up real well. Let's see, the App Store loading up. Let's see, I clicked on new to App Store. Okay, let's say yes, click on it. And it's very organized in a simple way, and I think that's kind of nice to, and it has its own benefits in its own way. Let's see, Flipboard, apps just look really nice, I think. But actually, this is pretty much the same app as on Android. YouTube loads up pretty fast. Everything is in here. All the videos are very organized. But I'm sure because it is a Google app, I'm sure Android has its own pros also. And I think everything looks good. Some of the cool things to have on Android, on iPhone, iOS, is it does have Infinity Blade. I'm having fun with that. It's a very long game. My only issue with having the iPhone 5 is that old apps, such as GTA 3, Modern Combat 3, and I'm sure the Angry Birds, the older Angry Birds do it as well, is that the screen gets cut off. So only a certain amount of the screen will show, and then there's these black lines on the bottom and top. So if you have a black iPhone, you won't notice as much. But if you have the white iPhone 5, you will notice it. For example, here, let me load up GTA 3. And it won't be the 16:9 aspect ratio. It will be the 4:3. See how it's cut off? It's actually cut off right there and right there. So the screen actually ends right here, but you can see that it cuts off right there. So that's what I mean by there's that cutoff point. Another app that I can use to show that is Engadget. Engadget is a great source of information for technology, except I wish they would just update their apps. Such as, there's actually black lines on top and bottom here. Okay, well, so what are the disadvantages of having the iPhone 5? First of all, software-wise, everything is a button. If you're used to Android, like widgets, like seeing things on your background, your home screen, that's what I do miss. The other thing I do miss is it's a small screen, but I do miss having a big screen sometimes to just have that real estate to look at and not have to feel things are small. The other thing is look at this. So if you're holding it and you do have this longer screen, sometimes I feel like everything is kind of further away. My thumb cannot move around that easily. I mean, it looks like you can, but sometimes you'll notice you have to stretch a little bit, do some thumb yoga, and things work out. Okay, the other thing I can talk about is the rattling. Let me see if you can hear this. There is a rattling there, and I think they say it's a camera, they say it's the home button, but it's been there since day one. But I don't know if that's a manufacturer's fault or just a design flaw. The other thing is, compared to the white iPhone, actually this lock button is really low. But I mean, I can still push it, but it's really low. But besides that, if you have an iPhone 5, iPhone 4, or if you've had Android, it's nothing much different. It's still, everything is about the same. It's a smartphone, and you're not going to expect anything different. Nothing changes. Nothing changes, but just not much differences. These are more gradual improvements. Since the beginning, things were new, things were changed, and things were different, amazing. But now we've come to the point where things are gradual differences, and I think they're perfecting the smartphone usage for the hand and the mobile experience. So that's the good thing. So we're at that stage, I think, where everything is just simply just better and gradual changes to improve just, I guess, the consumer's usage of it. All right. One suggestion is, if you do, I love the design of the iPhones. I've always loved the designs of them. But if you don't want to, some people put the OtterBox or put some super armor over their phones, and I think that's just kind of ugly. I think they designed it so you can appreciate, enjoy the look, and just I love the design, so why hide it? Obviously, the one reason is you don't want to scratch it, you don't want to drop and break it, and da-da-da-da-da, especially the black one where you can get scratches on the back. There were the issues when these were first I guess reviewers and consumers were first receiving their phones, they had scratches all over them. One thing I would suggest you can use is a thin case. For example, here's a thin case, bought on eBay, costs like $3. It works so well. So if you put it on, just clip it on. I mean, you can hardly notice it's there, except when you turn around, obviously you see something there. I do like the matte finish, so if you get scratches, you don't even notice. If it's a clear one, you can definitely see scratches on the plastic. And that's it. And that works really well. Okay, that was my quick, brief review and just talk about the iPhone 5. If you have any questions, just ask questions in the comment section. If you like this video, you can like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. See ya.